You're listening to the X-Zone Radio Show live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network. Visit us online at
www.xzone-radio.com.
The X-Zone radio and TV show is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone radio and TV show or in any manner endorsed by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, Talkstar Radio Network, its affiliated stations, or employees.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me, and I want all the world to see we've met. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I have never known the like of this. I've been alone and I have missed things and kept out of sight. But other girls were never quite like this. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again.
And welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to give us a call, our toll-free number is 1-877-528-8255. Now, that is toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii at 1-877-528-8255. My email address is xzone@talkstarradio.com. On MSN Messenger, talkstarradio@hotmail.com. Our website's www.xzoneradio.com, and to watch, listen, and chat with the X-Zone Nation, www.xzonetv.com. We have a special website up tonight, www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles.htm. Yeah, you heard me right. www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles.htm. Why bubbles? Well, it seems that Rose Rosetree, who was my guest these next 2 hours, and I started taking baths together, drinking bubbling champagne, and playing with bubble soap. How it started, I can't recall anymore. It's been so long since we've been sharing the bubbles. But Rose Rosetree is a person who does face reading. Now, Rose has helped thousands as a teacher and a healer harness the power of their deeper perception. Over 100,000 copies of her books are in print, and she is known for innovative systems at the leading edge of mind, body, spirit. They include trademarked systems for aura reading and cutting cords of attachment. Rose has pioneered the first system for training empaths to become skilled and developed the 21st century field of energy spirituality. But she's also known as a face reader. Now, Face Reading Secrets was Rose Rosetree's first innovation for reading people deeper. Her adaptation of the 5,000-year-old art has won her the reputation as the mother of American physiognomy. How do you say that, Rose?
Ognomy.
Sorry, too many bubbles. And Rose was introduced to face reading at a Mensa meeting in New York City in 1975 when she was only 6 years old. What? Work with me, Rose, work with me. After 10 years of research, she used intuition to create a new system, Face Reading Secrets. Rose has been teaching the system worldwide since 1986. And Rose Tree, it's great having you back here in the X Zone. How are you, sweet friend?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Rob. It's great hearing your voice. And hello, X Zone Nation. And I can explain about the bathtub if you want.
Okay.
Well, one of the things I discovered in the work that I do with empaths and the work that I do with aura reading is that when you are in the room with somebody, and that could be listening on the radio or just talking to each other, your auras are having a conversation too.
Uh-oh.
Now, if you're not reading auras consciously yet, you won't consciously know it, but it's as though everybody is in the bathtub together, completely naked, exchanging information.
All right,
That's how it got started, Rob.
All right, my kinky friend, you and I have to take a commercial break. And when we come back from this other side of the 2-minute break, Rose Tree and I will be discussing face reading more. And then we're going to be going to www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles. Now you understand why it's bubbles.htm. Rose Tree is a great lady. She's helped thousands of people. And she truly has a great heart, and we love having her here on the X Zone. I'll be back with Rose.
Tiny bubble in the wine, make me happy, make me feel fine. Tiny bubble, make me warm all over, with a feeling that I'm gonna love you till the end of time.
Welcome back, everyone. Rose Tree is our special guest. And my producer tonight at Master Control is the one and only Sir Alec. And Alec, it's always great working with you. And Rose, what have you been up to since you and I last talked here in the X Zone? I know you're a very busy lady.
Well, I just got back from Japan, where I was there for my 9th trip.
Wow.
Doing sessions and workshops, and I broke a record for the company that sponsors me there. Voice has been around for 26 years sponsoring teachers to do workshops and sessions, and I had more sessions during the month I was there than other teachers have ever had during a stay of 3 weeks or a month or whatever.
Well, that's because you give your sessions in a bathtub.
No. But there is so much technology in Japan that I was reintroduced to all the equipment in the condo where I was staying, and I can't read the buttons, I'm illiterate in Japan pretty much, and they can actually fill the bathtub as high as you set it to be, and then you come back and take your bath, which was just too much technology for me.
I've got to tell you something. We have them here in North America, too.
Where you can set it with a computer and it fills itself for you?
Yep.
Ooh, and do we have strange toilets that lubricate you in various places and make a flushing sound so you don't have to hear the sound of your own personal boring bodily fluids?
Are you sure you were staying at a hotel?
They're in the airport.
Oh.
They're high-tech toilets.
My God, don't let that senator go to that airport. He'll have too much fun.
Yeah, that senator. But another thing I've been up to that's sort of funny, when I was here and you introduced me and you were saying I've had 100,000 copies of my book sold, is that by now it's almost 250,000.
My heavens.
So people have been buying my books on face reading and
good for
aura
you.
reading and so forth. Makes me very happy.
Well, you know what? I know how hard you work, and I know how many hearts you touch each and every day, so that's karma, paying you back for being so good to the universe.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
You and I are going to do some face reading.
We are. And, the great thing about listening is that even if we're not reading your face today, if you can get a mirror and you can look on the level, which is the best way to see face data. You don't want to look from the side, up, down, cutesy angles. No, not for face reading. If you look at yourself, and I talk about an item of face data, a particular facial characteristic, if you have it, what I'm describing will apply to you. There's a talent, and then there's a potential challenge or life lesson that goes with it, and you'll decide if you've overcome it yet or you haven't. It's good to know about those potential challenges. It's reassuring to know about the definite talents, and I really hope that when you listen or when you look at yourself, you start reading faces or you refine your face reading, that it can open up this heart of compassion and help you appreciate people more keenly, but also with compassion.
And that's what this world needs much more of, is compassion. Don't you agree?
Well, it's especially the specialized kind. You know, when I teach aura reading to people, which anybody could learn to do, but very often face reading is a place where people like to start because it's so easy and you can do it even when, like me right now on the East Coast, you're pretty darn sleepy. When you start reading people deeper, using your perception more, then you don't just get a sort of a bland kind of compassion like, well, I believe in humanity, but it's more like what makes an individual unique and special, and that's a different kind of compassion and fun than if you look at people more on the surface, just checking out their hair or whatever.
All right, X-Zone Nation, here is the website to go to, www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles.htm. By the way, do you like the bubbles? I did that just for you.
I guessed.
Yeah, just for you. www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles.htm. All right, are you at the page, my dear friend?
Yes, I am, and what a fascinating crew of people we got here.
All right, let's take that first good-looking lady. You know,
yes.
She looks like the mothering kind. In fact, that's my mom.
Is it really?
That is really my mom.
Oh, well, then you'll be able to comment on my face reading of her, huh?
Yes, and you know me, I'm very honest, and I'll tell you exactly if you're right or wrong.
Very cool. Well, the thing that I want to comment on with her is a cheek characteristic.
Yes,
and,
she's very cheeky, yes.
She's cheeky, and when you read faces, by the way, one of the most important things to do so that it's accurate is you don't just say, like, I like the cheeks, or look at those ears. There are somewhere between 5 or 10 or 15 or more categories on every facial feature. So you choose one category, one possibility in that category, and you interpret that. So with this nice lady, I wanted to talk about her far-set cheeks.
Okay.
And you know what that means physically, if you're looking in the mirror, is that your cheeks stick out a lot, but they're sticking out more toward your ears than toward your nose or down, etc. And the significance of having those far-set cheeks is what I call long-term courage. Now, in your mom's case, it could be just having the courage to raise such a daffy son, or it could be something that people do out in the world, like Nelson Mandela, who recently celebrated, I think, his 90th birthday. He has far-set cheeks also. And think of the years he spent languishing in prison, but not just languishing, but then coming out and doing what he believed in. And I think with your mom, too, she has the courage to stand up for what she believes in and keep at it over time.
That is her, exactly.
Yeah?
That is her. She is a lady. She's a Taurus. And I'll tell you, she doesn't give up. She is very strong-willed, determined, and a great lady.
Oh.
All right, so let's go to that fine-looking gentleman to her right.
And would this be a relative as well, Rob?
Yes, this is my dad.
Oh, how way cool is that?
Yeah, they knew you were coming on the show, so they were the first ones to send in their photographs.
Hi. You know, you asked me if I liked the bubbles on the website. What I really like is just your voice. As soon as I heard your voice, I just went, wow, it's my friend Rob. Because I don't think I've been on your show for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So about your dad, I would like to comment on the silky texture of his left ear. And, you know, the right one probably matches, but I can't see that. To tell right from left on a photo, incidentally, it's not like looking in a mirror. You have to do a sort of opposite thing, as if you were shaking hands with a person. So you can see the silky ear texture on that guy, huh?
Mm-hmm, I sure can.
And what that suggests is that he's got a very refined, sensitive nervous system. Now, sometimes it's tricky for card-carrying hetero males to admit that they could also be really sensitive people, but of course they can. And if you want to learn about somebody's neurophysiological sensitivity, ears are the place on the face to check it out. You know, you could practically see through that ear. It's so thin, it's almost diaphanous. And so what that suggests is that if there's an area in life that is important to him, like he loves listening to radio broadcasters, top-notch ones, Rob, or he likes art, or he really is into certain kind of music, like heavy metal, or whatever your dad is into, that when he appreciates it, he's going to understand more of what the Creator intended than most people would.
No, that's right. That's my dad to the team. Mind you, I don't think he's into heavy metal anymore. I think he's gotten onto classics. He does like country western, and he also enjoys gospel music. So, but you've nailed Mom and Dad right on.
Oh, well, thanks. It's so much fun to check out these characteristics, and what I would like to do, either starting with your dad or starting with this next guy, is to talk about the potential challenge that goes along with the talents, because this is one of the ways in which I did something kind of shocking in the 5,000-year-old art of face reading. You know, if you look at physiognomy texts, what you find is that usually, before I developed my system, if you look at the history of face reading, it tended to be where people would either be predicting the future, which I don't do at all, and I'm not convinced that reading the future from the faces is the greatest thing in the world to do with faces. But otherwise, what people would do is they would choose a characteristic like silky ear texture or far-set cheeks, and they would say either this belongs to a winner, to a good person, or to a loser in life. And if you read a lot of face reading books, it's really, I hate to say it, but kind of depressing, because you can only hope they believe in reincarnation. You're looking at yourself and they're saying, okay, well, you peaked at 15 and, it's all downhill from here, or your mother ate too many dairy products, tough luck for you. And it was face reading systems like those that caused me to develop the system of face reading secrets that's in books like Read People Deeper and The Power of Face Reading and Wrinkles Are God's Makeup. So the way I developed my system, I based it on this idea, God don't make no junk. And so based on that idea, I could always find something good about a particular facial characteristic. But also, because I'm a person of this century, and also last century, isn't that shocking? But it's true, I am more than 9 years old. Well, because of that background, being a more or less contemporary person, I felt it would be important to talk about the hard parts that are there for everybody. We all have hard parts, but whether we get over those difficulties or not, that's where our growth and our challenges at Earth School, at the X-Zone Nation. And so with my system, I think it was the first one in this long history of face reading where when you pick up any of these 3 books of mine about face reading, you learn how to find the good, but you also learn where a person has either overcome a challenge or still has one to overcome. So can I talk about the one like for your dad?
Well, what we can do is we can talk about that when we come back from this commercial break with the news.
Deal. All
right, Rose Rosetree, a gracious lady. She is going to be with us until the end of the show tonight doing face readings. And if you'd like to give us a call after she reads your face, give me a call at 1-877-528-8255. Now, to find out more about Rose, you can visit her website at www.rose-rosetree.com. And Rose Rosetree and I will return on the other side of this news break as we continue live and around the world on the Talk Star Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. We'll be back after the news.
There's a family-friendly TV channel you can watch on the Internet direct from space with no subscription fee and on a growing list of TV stations and cable systems. For information and how to watch free online, go to www.whitesprings.tv. To watch anywhere in the U.S., Canada, or Mexico, all you need is a small dish and digital receiver. Costs about $125. You own it outright and never pay a cent for our programming. Our movies are presented commercial-free. Between movies, we bring you cartoons, soundies, previews, and classic TV. Check our schedule and actually watch online at www.whitesprings.tv. New from the people who brought you Talkstar Radio. Tell your friends there's a new kind of TV. whitesprings.tv.
Douglas James Cottrell, who has been called Canada's Edgar Cayce, has just made available his latest CD, Douglas Cottrell 2012 Earth Changes, the first CD in the 2012 Prophecy series. This session features information gathered from the Akashic Records in a deep trance meditation session by Douglas James Cottrell in March of 2009. In this session, Douglas explains changes that have taken place in the Earth's core, changes to the Earth's poles, and the real reason why the polar caps are melting. Douglas also elaborates on increased volcanic and earthquake activity between now and 2012, including what, where, and when. To order your copy of Douglas Cottrell 2012 Earth Changes, visit his website at douglasjamescottrell.com or call toll-free 877-CO.
You're listening to the X-Zone Radio Show live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network. Visit us online at
www.xzone-radio.com. Don't look back, we've drawn the line.
Hi, this is Ken Elliott. When I'm floating around the universe, I always try to tune in to Rob McConnell.
Hi, ho there, Twinkie Frog on Sesame Street. When I want to find out what's going on with UFOs or ghosts, I listen to the X-Zone with Rob McConnell.
This is Les Corrigan from Target Internet Development. You're listening to Rob McConnell on the X-Zone Radio Show.
This is John Hogue, Prophecy Scholar, and you're listening to Rob McConnell in the X-Zone.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Funny face, I love you. Funny face, I need you. My whole world's wrapped up in you. When the road I walk seems all uphill, and the colors in my rainbow turn blue, you kiss the tears away, you smile at me and say, funny face, I love you. Funny face, I love you.
1-877-528-8255 is toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and this is the X-Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network. My special guest tonight is Rose Rosetree, and we're doing face reading from pictures that the X-Zone Nation have sent in to us over the last couple of days. And if you'd like to follow along with us, www.xzoneradio.com/bubbles.htm. That's www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles.htm. All right, Rose, where did we leave off, my dear?
I guess we need to leap over to photo number 3.
Number 3. Okay, an interesting-looking gentleman. He looks like you know what he looks like to me? A pirate.
Woo! Maybe from Somalia.
No. I mean a swashbuckler, like the Errol Flynn type.
I'm teasing. Yeah, I could see him looking like a pirate, but as a face reader, what I find especially interesting is his low brows. His eyebrows almost fall right into his eyes. And if you're looking at yourself on the level, if you have an eyebrow position like that, I could be speaking about you. The talent that goes with this is being able to say things very quickly. And by blurting things out, it just puts you in your power. It's really a talent to be able to speak immediately, think on your feet, and have those words come out with intensity. The potential challenge that goes with that, and I guess I should start mentioning quickly those potential challenges, is that if he tries to be polite and wait until everybody else finishes talking, or maybe make a little note on his BlackBerry and get back and talk to the people later, he won't be as forceful as if he allows himself to express himself kaboomba right in the moment.
Now here, this I just received an MSN message from him.
Oh, hi.
And he says, my ancestors were Spanish pirates.
Huh?
Isn't that strange?
Rob, you just get extra points.
Well, well, there you go. Thank you very much for sending me that MSN, and thank you very much for the extra points. Wow. Now, isn't that strange? How did I do that? Rose?
You're asking me how you did it?
Yeah. Like, how did I look at his picture and say that he reminds me of a pirate, a swashbuckler?
I don't know.
And then just to get the information from him, saying that his ancestors were Spanish pirates.
Yeah. Well, what I do when I look at a photo is that I can find any face data and comment on that, or I can do an aura reading and pop into the many chakra data banks that a person has going on, or I can do a skilled empath emerge and experience what it's like to be that person. So those are the things that I do, but clearly you have your niche for what you do, and maybe you can write books about your specialties and teach people how to do the genealogy face reading, just as I have these books at my website about how to do my forms of deeper perception.
My book is going to be called The Luck of the Draw. All right, so what else can we... what kind of job would this young gentleman be best suited for?
Well, see, face reading, for me, is not about things like that. It's about gifts of the soul. Oh. And you take your gifts and you apply them in life to excel in your way. And so, sometimes people say, well, because of my job, I have to be really spontaneous and say things right off the cuff. If this fellow said that to me, I would just laugh a little bit, maybe throw him into the bathtub with us, Rob, and then I'd say, well, I think your way of doing the job is that way. And so when you had your job interview, it would have helped you to get the job by telling somebody, I'm a really spontaneous communicator. But sometimes it's those nuances as to how we do the job where we can really excel, and I think it's very important to be able to make contact with your authentic talents and lead with them in life rather than waiting for other people to tell you how to be.
All right, so that is photo number 1, 2, and 3. Photo number 4, this guy looks like a very jovial person.
Well, that's not what I do with face reading either, because the mood that he's showing right now is just one of a zillion moods. So for me, we could have much more fun than looking at that. We might, for instance, want to look at the wild hairs in his right eyebrow.
Oh, yeah.
See, and remember, folks, you have to cross over when you're looking at a photo, like shaking hands with somebody. And it's in his right eyebrow that he's got those hairs that are just leaping right off of the computer screen. And what that suggests is that in his career, not so much in his personal life, but in this man's career, I think he has innovative ideas, or even ideas that are just plain wacky or strange. And I love that he hasn't trimmed this away, because sometimes this is where somebody's real genius comes out, by allowing yourself to dream, to think, to be in your way, and see where it leads you. And if it doesn't get you fired or thrown in jail, well, experiment,
It sounds like a party at your house. Listen, if this gentleman was to what? If this gentleman was to cut his eyebrow hair, would this change anything in his personality, or would it just be a cosmetic change?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, because, I would say, Rob, that is the most common question people ask me when they start to study face reading. Basically, if you change your face on the outside with eyebrow plucking or cosmetic surgery or Botox, does it have a consequence on the inside? And the answer, from my perspective, is absolutely yes. And unfortunately, it's not as good a consequence as sometimes people think they're buying. So one reason to get a book like The Power of Face Reading or Wrinkles Are God's Makeup from me is that you can learn to interpret that proposed change in terms of what it would mean inside of you. And that might cause you to not do it.
You are a very interesting lady. No two ways about that. Now, how about this gentleman's eyes? Do they tell you anything?
Well, everybody's eyes are full of information. As a face reader, I think it would be fun to comment on something that most people would not physically notice, which is that his left eye is actually larger than his right eye. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So what that suggests is that he is especially adept at charming women.
Ooh.
You know, he could charm men too, but he's especially good at charming women because he can get on their wavelength and he can address them, and he also tends to respect, I think, the perspective of women. He would have been a good one to ask questions to Sonia Sotomayor this last week in her Supreme Court justice hearing. He might have had some more interesting questions to ask.
All right,
I'm going to
ask you as a face reader, what did you learn from the judge's face?
I love her wide jaws. Those extremely wide jaws are about tremendous loyalty when she commits to something. And the potential challenge that goes with it is being stubborn, but, you know, that could be useful.
Yeah. Yeah, she came across to me as a very sincere person.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've been known to be wrong in the past, so who knows this time.
Well, actually, Rob, one thing that I do here with my work and my website, rosetree.com, is that I send out a free internet magazine, an e-zine, once a month, and I do a face and or aura reading of somebody in the news. And I just decided that I'm going to do a probably face reading and aura reading of Sonia Sotomayor. Certainly something about her. Nice, juicy article. If you'd like to get that for free, go onto my homepage, rosetree.com, and just click on the subscribe to that free zine, and you will never get spam. And once a month, you will get my free zine, and you can read about Sonia there. I'm looking forward to doing an in-depth reading of her for that.
1-877-528-8255 is toll free. My name's Rob McConnell. My guest this hour is my good friend Rose Rosetree, and she's going to be with us until the end of tonight's show. We are going through photographs on www.xzone-radio.com/bubbles.htm. So we've taken care of photos 1 through 4. Let's go to number 5.
Now, the angle of this photo is not ideal, but one thing you can tell is that on the right side of this fellow's face, his forehead is wider than his cheek. So that's what I want to talk about with him.
Okay, go
ahead. Just those overall proportions. And when on the right side the forehead is wider than the cheek and it's the widest part of the face there at the forehead, that's what I call the passion power style, and it would apply at work. So because it's the right side of the face. So I think in this fellow's career, he is somebody who really accomplishes more than most other people do. He's inwardly intense, even if he might hide it, and he just has, this is how I can tell I'm a little sleepy, he has the potential challenge of thinking that other people aren't trying hard enough, and they might be panting and huffing and puffing to try and keep up with him. But he's dynamic. To him, the goals that he has at work are going to be more real to him than obstacles that might get in his way. So that's why I call it the passion power style. And everybody has a really cool power style. This is just one of them.
Alrighty, now, photo 6 and photo 7 are 3 people. We've got a pretty young lady on the left, a young gentleman in the right, and another pretty young lady on the left. Let's start with the young lady on the left-hand side, Rose.
You mean right where it says photo 6?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about her starter eyebrows. She's got more eyebrow near her nose than near her eyes. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
And so this is, being an eyebrow characteristic, this relates to thinking talent. And I think she has creativity for starting new projects and new relationships. The potential challenge with this is that she may not complete all the teeny tiny boring details. Yeah, to her they might be boring. And so that's the potential challenge. But the great thing is the enthusiasm she brings to the new projects. And, there's no reason why everybody has to do the same parts of a project or do all the parts of a project equally well. And I wish, if I were like the personnel manager of the universe, I would say, hey, folks who are applying for those jobs, recession or no recession, figure out what you're good at and how you're good at doing it. And when you come in there for that interview, let people know that part, not that you're trying to be what you think the other person wants you to be. So if she's in her job interview as a face reader, she knows, oh, yeah, my eyebrows are reminding me I'm especially good at envisioning what a project could be. I can be your idea person. I can get other people motivated. But she would not be smart to go in and say, oh, yes, I love following through on all those little teeny tiny little details. They give me so much energy. Because it wouldn't be true.
And you can tell that just by the eyebrows.
That particular characteristic, yeah. Well, pick up a copy of The Power of Face Reading or Read People Deeper, which came out since the last time we talked. And you can learn all these practical things about people.
Now, the young gentleman's eyebrows.
Yes, exactly. He has ender eyebrows. They're just the opposite. They get fuller as they march along his forehead. So they're pretty full near his nose, but they get thicker and fuller moving out towards the ear. And so what that is telling us about him, or if you happen to have eyebrows like this, all of you in the X-Zone Nation who are listening, what that suggests is the talent for being really good at implementation. So I think a lot of his creativity kicks in, Rob, toward the end of a project. Not so much at the beginning, but toward the end. He just gathers momentum and intensity as he's working on something. Very useful. Just as what she has is useful, but different. And the potential challenge with this, in my system of face reading secrets, is that he may procrastinate starting something new just because he knows what he's in for. It's like somebody whose face I read once with eyebrows that were enders like these. And this fellow, George, he waited years. He waited 3 years before he cleaned his bedroom closet. But when he finally cleaned it, it took him 6 hours because he did such a meticulous job.
So this gentleman would be a very detail-oriented person.
Exactly.
Rose, you and I have to take our final break for this hour, but we'll be back on the other side. And X-Zone Nation, Rose Tree is going to be with us until the end of tonight's show. 1-877-528-8255 is toll free. Send me your photos. We might have time for a couple more photos at X-Zone at TalkStarRadio.com. X-Zone at TalkStarRadio.com. My name is Rob McConnell. Rose Tree's website is www.rose-rosetree.com. And we shall be back talking about more face readings here at the X-Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away. We'll be back right after this break.
Attention female dieters. The following is a public announcement for women age 18 and up who are interested in boosting their love lives while zapping belly fat and cellulite as part of a national weight loss survey. If you qualify to participate, you will receive a free trial of a new high-speed diet pill called Slim Seduction. Originally developed as a libido booster for women, many Slim Seduction users have also reported startling losses of belly fat and cellulite while following a healthy lifestyle plan. And now, you can get a free trial of Slim Seduction if you qualify. Just visit slim16.com. Again, this is a public announcement for women age 18 and up who are interested in enhancing their love lives and losing belly fat and cellulite. But hurry, participation in this national weight loss survey is extremely limited and based on a first-come, first-served basis. To see if you qualify for a free trial of Slim Seduction, just visit slim16.com. Remember slim16.com. That's slim, then the number 16.com.
Are you getting tired of all the bad news? Well, then take a break from the worries of the world and play the love game. It's time to focus on what is really important in our lives, our relationships. You deserve more love, happiness, and harmony in your life. Synchro Hearts is the new hot relationship game that guarantees more love, laughter, and romance for you and your partner. It's not a sex game, it's a love game based on all the important relationship stuff like better communication, more intimacy, and lots of fun and excitement. Great intimacy is just one of the benefits of playing Synchro Hearts. Now, President Obama inspires hope, love, and peace for the world. Synchro Hearts offers more hope, love, and harmony for relationships. To order your very own edition of Synchro Hearts, visit Synchro Hearts' website now at www.synchrohearts.com. That's www.synchrohearts.com.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you live and around the world from the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Now, Hamilton is on the shores of Lake Ontario, in between the city of Toronto and Niagara Falls, Ontario, and we're smack dab in the middle of the Great Lakes Triangle. Rose Rosetree is my very special guest. Rose is the one and only face reader that I know of, that I trust, and that we've had on the show many times. And this lady touches more lives each and every day than Carter has pills, I'm told. And Rose is with us again, www.rose-rosetree.com. Rose, let's go back to our photographs. And let me see, we left off with the gentleman in between the two lovely ladies, and let's go to the young lady on the right-hand side, above photo 7.
And you know, one thing that's so great about her is the angle of her eyebrows. She has extremely down-angled eyebrows. You know, the way you see angles on a face, if you're doing face reading, is at least I like to use the connect the dots method. Imagine a dot where one eyebrow ends, and imagine a dot at the opposite end. And don't worry about what's in between. Just connect the two dots, and that will give you an angle. So doing that with her eyebrows, you could do it with many parts of the face, but when you do it with her eyebrows, they're very, very angled down. And so what that suggests is that this woman has a real capacity to understand the wisdom of the past, her family history, experiences she's been through. If she's studying something that happened over time, she would be the one to understand where it has value, how you can learn from it. The potential challenge that goes with this wonderful, deep kind of gift is that she may hold on to friends longer than they really serve her in terms of her continuing to get something from the relationship. Now, clearly, she's very tight with the other two people whose faces we just read. But that is something to consider if you're listening to the show and you also have down-angled eyebrows. Keep the wisdom of the past and keep all that your friends teach you, but be alert to the fact that sometimes relationships change, and just because you've been friends with somebody for a while doesn't mean that you have a sort of a lifetime commitment to that person unless there's a reason for it from your side. I hope I haven't said anything too controversial here, Rob. Am I okay?
So far, so good.
Ah, good. Good.
I can tell you're behaving yourself.
Thank you.
You're always a pleasure to have on the show, my dear friend. Please stand by. You and I have to take our news break. Rose Rosetree is my special guest, and Rose will be with me in the hour after this news break. 1-877-528-8255 is toll free. My email is xzone@talkstarradio.com. On MSN Messenger, talkstarradio@hotmail.com, and our websites, www.xzoneradio.com and xzonetv.com. Rose Rosetree's website is www.rose-rosetree.com. And we'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network. Now, if we've read your face and you'd like to give us a call and tell us how close we were, 1-877-528-8255.